We are visiting with the head coach of the Arizona State Sun Devils in our annual State of the Sun Devils report. Good morning, Greg. How are things?
Good, really good. Busy, but good busy, and now we're just planning for next season.
This time of year, I'm sure you'd rather be coaching in the NCAA tournament as opposed to doing the things that you're doing right now, but one step at a time, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's the goal, and we want to get there, and we expect to be there sooner than later. But it's a fun time of year. It's a great time for hockey. You have obviously the tournament about to start, and then NHL playoffs soon to follow. So great time of year here in Arizona with nice weather and springtime and great hockey to watch.
Let's review things. We can go back to about a year from right now, and things were getting rolling for you. Tell me a little bit about how things progressed and how you felt about the entire season.
Well, I think it started out a little slower than we had hoped against a really, really difficult schedule, so we knew what we were up against. But once we got through that, and really got to Thanksgiving, things started to turn, and then especially that second game at Ohio State, there was just a different feel to our team. I think our guys finally gained the confidence in themselves that they needed on a nightly basis to compete. And that last month and a half of the season, our guys just showed up every day. We had a ton of fun together, played loose, competed hard. They just bought in. They bought in, and we had some great success, and we're looking to parlay that success and carry it over into next year.
I saw the players early in the year, and I saw them again at the end of the year, and I think a lot of your freshmen matured a lot, not only on the ice but off the ice. I go back and listen to some of the conversations I had with them, and it seemed like they really grew up, didn't they, this year?
They did. And that's all part of a brand new program, and its first full year as an NCAA team. You're gonna have so many firsts, and we love our culture. We love our locker room and our makeup. From a character standpoint, we think we have the right group of kids here now, and we love our freshman class coming in. Really good players, really good kids, but it's now what these guys didn't have was kind of an established group and mentality and identity to step into, and they helped form that throughout the course of last season, where our freshmen now, they get to come in and just kind of jump on the wagon and off we go. So that's exciting. It's all part of building, and certainly we're still building, and it's not perfection yet, but we're getting closer every day, and I'm just excited that we have an established kind of identity and culture for those kids to walk into.
I'm sure a lot of people that follow college hockey know that it's a year-round job. You're out recruiting, you're doing things to make the program better each and every day. But talk about what it's like to have to take players and make decisions on who you're going to recruit, who's going to be on this team, who's going to be playing every night. How difficult is that as a head coach in NCAA hockey?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like the NHL. I mean, in college hockey, you roster, anywhere from 26 to some schools have 30 kids. So, every day there's tough decisions, and you have to scratch kids, and there's kids watching games in suit and ties, and that's not certainly a fun part of the job, but it all comes down to practice and behavioral stuff and body language and things like that, and that's really how you round up your lineup. But it's a constant puzzle that you're always trying to put together and put the right pieces in place, and we're closer today than we were last year at this time.
So as we look at year by year, you're making progress not only in the win column, but like we said, with the talent that's coming in here, and I know this recruiting class that you got coming in this year is rated pretty high, isn't it?
Yeah, we're excited about it. There's a few kids that I can't discuss yet because they signed in April that we're really excited about. Some late ads that will really add to what we're trying to do and fit that identity that we found. But the kids that are signed, Patrick Kudla, Jacob Wilson, Vito Jansen's the 3D that we're bringing in, really add size and just some intangibles back on our D-core that will round that out. And then up front, Johnny Walker, we're obviously really excited about. Tyler Malpe, really excited about. And then I think people really like what we've added in the spring class and what we're signing in April. So excited about that. Every kid that we're bringing in fills a need, and that's what you want. You don't just want to collect players. we're going to have a good team next year, and we're excited about it.
Talk a little bit about that process. How many players do you expect will be in and competing for you this year, and how many will be signing to come in maybe in a year?
In a year, I mean, that's, it's still always to be determined. You always want to save some spots and whatnot. But our class this year will be, we're from 9 to 10 kids. You could have looked for maybe a transfer, a grad transfer in that as well that hasn't been announced yet. You never know. I mean, you're building a program if you manage your scholarship money the right way, which we have. If you can get better, you have to get better. So if a player falls on your lap, or you identify a player late that can give you a better chance to win, that's what you have to do, and that's what we've done. We're thrilled about it. I think people will be really excited about what we put on the ice next year.
Let's talk about who you're losing. I know that you had a pretty good connection with your seniors this year, the guys that had followed you up, and guys like Robbie Balargian that came on for you as a grad, or I guess a grad player, right?
Yep.
So tell me a little bit about those guys that are leaving, and we've talked about it all during the year, but just to kind of recap who's going and who's going to be missed. So
to graduation, obviously, first and foremost, Robert Levin, a kid that helped build our program and was a really popular guy in the locker room with his teammates, and brought a work ethic every day to practice that was contagious, and just a fun guy to have around, and obviously could stop pucks really well for us too, so we're going to miss him immensely. Drew Newmeyer, one of the best team guys that this program's ever seen. He'll be graduating, so we'll miss him. Those two guys, obviously, we won a national championship with back in the ACHA, so they're gone. That's kind of a changing of the guard, so to speak. Ryan Belonger played on our ACHA program as well. Didn't win a championship, but he was one of the guys that was left. Eddie McGovern is also going to move on. Played in our ACHA program, local kid. He's just ready to move on with his life. He's going to get an internship in criminal justice and start that career off. But we're going to miss him. Another great guy in the room. Obviously, Robbie Balargian was a one-year guy and is going to graduate and hopefully go on and play some pro hockey next year. And he brought a level of kind of professionalism to our program that we needed, and gave us a boost offensively that we definitely needed. So we're going to miss Robbie. Wade Murphy obviously signed a pro contract and left early, so we lost Wade. And then just a mutual parting ways with Georgi Gorodetsky. He will transfer and move on as well. And so quite a few bodies that are leaving the program, and we're excited about the guys that we're bringing in though.
So you have a wall full of players that you have, I see behind you, but now we're going to be starting a wall, aren't we, of Sun Devils in the NHL, hopefully?
Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal. It's we think we have a couple here that have a chance, and certainly the kids that we have committed and that are bringing in all want to play there, and our goal is to develop those kids and help them accomplish that goal of playing in the NHL one day, and we'd love to start that wall sooner than later.
So obviously when we talk about your program being new and things like that, we've talked about Oceanside and how nice and comfortable it is for the guys here, but the first question that everybody's always asked me is, what's the story with the arena?
Yeah, it's and I'll give you the same answer I give everybody, is that I know definitively that our administration's closer every day we wake up to being able to announce something. And they're working really hard, and Ray's said publicly it's one of the top priorities in that athletic department to get that solution solved and move forward with it, and I'm confident that they will. And in the meantime, we're just going to do what we need to do and focus on what we can control, and that's our team. That's how our guys behave in the classroom and in the community, and then obviously how it translates into how we play on the ice, and that's what we're focused on as a hockey program, and all the other stuff and facility stuff will take care of itself, and we're excited for it, but again, at the end of the day, we'll play wherever they tell us to play.
Yeah. So you guys have had some success here, obviously, at home, and you brought some big teams in, played at Gila River. Can you give us a little sneak peek about what's coming in this season?
Yeah, we have some really good home games next year. UMass Amherst will come in, Penn State will come in, Princeton will come in, Boston University, UMass Lowell, Quinnipiac. Did I say Penn State?
Yep.
Yep. So good teams, really good teams.
All coming here. Or
All
some
coming
going
here.
to Gila River?
All those. Well, we don't know the breakup of home venue yet until the NHL schedule's out.
Okay.
But they're all coming to Arizona. So some great, historic, very good programs coming here to again give people here in Phoenix great exposure to college hockey at the highest level. We'll play in a really cool tournament up in Las Vegas in early January at T-Mobile with some really good programs, and then we have some great road games. So the schedule next year is it's a good schedule. It's not quite as challenging as this past year, and you know, when you have 2 years to plan like we have for the 17-18 season, it's what we're hoping is a little bit more of an advantageous schedule for us.
I said at the end of the season that you guys are probably one of the scariest teams in college hockey, that people didn't want to play. You were a pairwise buster if they weren't careful. So tell me what kind of respect you've heard about your program from others.
Yeah, I mean, I think people are impressed with the progress. I don't think many people knew what to expect. There was a lot of unknowns with how we jumped into Division I hockey so quickly without a facility or without a conference, and it was kind of in a lot of people's eyes, let's sit back, wait and see how these guys do. And I think people are generally pretty impressed with the progress that we've made and the teams that we've gone and played. We will play anybody, and there's been games where that philosophy's been tough to live by, and then there's been games where it's been incredibly rewarding and built our kids' confidence like we hoped it had. So it's I think we've gained some respect at the end of the day. We don't really care. We care about ourselves, and selfishly that's what we have to focus on right now is our guys, our room, our culture, and our growth here internally, and everything else will take care of itself.
As we look at the NCAA tournament starting this weekend, one of the programs is one similar to yours in Penn State, and the success that they've had this year. How much has that helped you guys?
Yeah, I mean, it's really incredible what Guy's done with that program, and I've said it a million times, really they've laid a blueprint for success for new programs, and the fact that they're in their fifth full year going into a tournament, and we're ranked number one in the country in some spurts of this season. It's impressive. It's really impressive, and he's been good to us and good to our program, and everybody at Penn State has as well. So we're happy for them, and obviously they've set the bar very high.
So you look at your program in comparison to theirs. Is there a timetable for you, or you want to A, be in a conference, B, get a chance to play in the NCAA tournament? Do you have a timetable in your head yourself?
Well, I mean, yes and no. I mean, obviously for conference, we still hope to be in a conference and plan to be in a conference for the 18-19 season. That's our goal. We're going to be closer to being able to discuss the details on that probably after April. We'll go to Naples and talk to some people and vet out that process a little bit more now that we've kind of established ourselves and have some footing here and have a direction with our program. And as far as playing in the postseason, everybody wants to have success and have winning seasons and do that, and we're just going to take it game by game. We absolutely intend on a big improvement next year over this past year, just like we did from our hybrid season, and I think that natural progression will end up taking care of itself, just like it did for Penn State. But I'm not going to put a timetable on when we expect to or when we intend to play in an NCAA postseason, but sooner than later. It's our goal, and all these guys, including our staff, it's frustrating. You have to watch postseason hockey and not participate in it. Everyone knows how much fun it is to play in that type of environment and single elimination, and the stakes are high, and we can't wait to be a part of it.
So right now, as you look at it, the pairwise rankings came out, the final ones, and when you roll through it and you look at you guys finishing 44th out of 60 teams in your first full year of program, that's kind of a nice mark, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, and obviously, I think that it's respectable. And there were some games there where we're up in regulation against Brown with under a minute left. We were up in regulation against Western Michigan with under a minute left. We lost, I think, 5 games on empty net goals that didn't go our way. So, a couple bounces and maybe just a little bit more experience in our room and on our bench, in which we'll have next year. 10 wins could become 15, and you're bumped up another 15 spots. I think in our hybrid year we finished 59th, so a 15 spot improvement is respectable, I think, and we just want to keep moving up.
Let's tie up the conference talk with, is getting into a conference contingent on having an arena or an arena plan? Or
no, I don't think so. Not necessarily. No. It's just all about, for us, making a conference decision that isn't just best for us in the next 3 years. We want to make a decision that's going to be best for this program for the long term. And every decision we make, we have to keep the long-term success and stability of Sun Devil hockey in the forefront, not what's going to benefit us just 2 or 3 years down the road. So no, not at all.
When we talk about that, is it something that you guys have a chance to pick, or would you say it's more of somebody has to accept your program?
I'd say both.
Yeah,
I'd say both. There's discussions, and I don't want to get into too much detail because those are very private at the moment. But we're very excited about it, and we think that, again, from day one, we believe that we do provide value to whatever conference we end up going into, and it's new, it's sexy. We're the first Pac-12 school to add hockey. We bring the Pac-12 network with us, so there's good exposure there, and we have a big brand, and I think people are intrigued about Division I hockey at Arizona State, and I think we provide a lot of value to whatever conference we end up going into.
You kind of wrapped up my final question for you, but I'm going to give you a couple of minutes just to speak to the Sun Devil faithful, for those that have been around for the 2 years, for those that have been around since ACHA time, and they're all excited about the program. They want to know what the future is. So why don't you tell them what you expect and what they can expect to see out of your program?
Well, just continued growth, and our diehards that have supported us for a long time have been very patient, and they're going to need to continue to be patient. And it'll pay off just like it did before. I mean, when we took over the ACHA program, it was a below 500 failing ship, and we righted it pretty quickly and aggressively, and did some great things. And now we're building all over again, and you can see the progress. Anybody that's in and around this program can see it. It's plain as day, and we did some good things this year, and we're going to continue to. So stay with us, stick with us, be patient, and it will pay off.
Greg, I thank you for your time. And from my view, the state of the Sun Devils looks pretty bright.
Thank you.